أفلا من صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله يا حسن ابن علي أيها المجتبى. Brothers and sisters, to understand the surah of Imam Hassan alayhi salam, we must first go back to the end of the caliphate of Imam Ali alayhi salam. The Muslim world was facing trials. There were divisions, there were political conflicts, there were people who chose power more than truth. Yet through all of this, Imam Ali alayhi salam stayed firm upon justice. And standing beside him was his son, Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Then came the tragedy that shook Kufa. The commander of the faithful entered the masjid for Fajr prayer. The believers stood behind him. The city was silent. And before long, news spread through the city. Imam Ali alayhi salam had been struck. The father of Hassan alayhi salam was leaving this world. Imagine the grief. Imam Hassan alayhi salam had already buried his grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He had already buried his mother Fatima Zahra alayhi salam. And now he stood beside his dying father. How much pain can one heart carry? After the martyrdom of Imam Ali alayhi salam, people pledged allegiance to Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Thousands came forward. Thousands promised loyalty. Thousands declared support. But brothers and sisters, history teaches us that promises are easy when sacrifices are not required. Soon the Ummah faced another challenge. Muawiyah la'natullah alayhi refused to recognize the authority of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam. Tensions grew. Armies prepared. The possibility of another war loomed over the Muslim world. Imam Hassan alayhi salam called upon the people to stand with him. But slowly and painfully, those who had promised loyalty began to abandon him. Some became afraid. Some chose comfort over sacrifice. Some sold their loyalty for worldly gain. The grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam watched as the people around him weakened. He saw division spreading. He saw betrayal spreading. He saw the danger that faced the Ummah. Imagine his loneliness. Imagine his heartbreak. The grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was surrounded by people, yet he almost stood alone. قال الله تعالى في سورة البقرة آية 153 في القرآن الكريم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله مع الصابرين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Indeed, Allah is with the patient. And patient he remained. Imam Hassan alayhi salam understood something many others did not. He understood that if war continued, many Muslims would die. He understood that many people around him could not be trusted. And he understood that preserving Islam was more important than preserving authority. And so he made one of the greatest sacrifices ever made for the sake of Islam. He accepted a treaty, not because he feared death, not because he loved this world, but because he desired comfort, but because he wanted to save Muslim lives. The grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sacrificed his own position for the sake of the Ummah. Years passed. Imam Hassan alayhi salam returned to Medina, the city of his grandfather, the same city where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would carry him on his shoulders, the same city where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would embrace him, the same city where he grew up under the shadow of revelation. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم في سنن الترمذي الحسن والحسين سيد شباب أهل الجنة. Al-Hassan and Al-Hussain are the leaders of the youth of paradise. Yet, despite this honor, the years that followed were filled with sadness. He watched truth become difficult to follow. He watched the teachings of his grandfather being neglected. Still he remained patient. Still he worshipped Allah. Still he cared for the poor. Still he smiled, and still he forgave. Then came the final chapter of his life. According to many historical narrations, Imam Hassan alayhi salam was poisoned by his wife. The grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who had spent his entire life serving Islam, was now approaching his final moments. His body became weak, his illness became severe. Day after day his strength faded, yet his faith never faded. His trust in Allah never faded. Imagine the house in Medina. Imagine Imam Hussain alayhi salam sitting beside his dying brother. Imagine the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gathered around Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Years of patience, years of sacrifice, years of heartbreak, years of loneliness, all coming to an end. The child whom Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam once carried was now preparing to meet him once again. And then the moment arrived. Imam Hassan ibn Ali alayhi salam returned to his Lord. Medina wept, the believers wept, Imam Hussain alayhi salam wept, and the family of the Prophet Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wept. But brothers and sisters, the tragedy did not end with his martyrdom. Among the wishes associated with Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam were that he wanted to be buried next to his grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, if it could be done peacefully. The funeral procession began. The family of the Prophet carried the dead body of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam. But tensions arose. Disagreements emerged. The wish of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam was not fulfilled. Imagine the sadness of Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam. Imagine carrying the body of your dead brother. Imagine knowing his final wish, yet that wish could not be fulfilled. Instead, Imam Hassan alayhi salam was buried in Jannat al-Baqi', the grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Sayyid al-Shabab Ahl al-Jannah, the son of Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, buried away from the resting place of the Prophet he loved so dearly. Years passed, centuries passed. Believers travelled from across the world to visit Jannat al-Baqi' so they can send their salams towards Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam. Then another tragedy struck. The historic structures and domes over the graves in Jannat al-Baqi', including those of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam and other members of the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, were demolished. Today millions of believers look at Baqi' with sorrow in their heart. The grandson of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam rests there. No grand shrine, no magnificent dome, yet his memory lives in the heart of every believer. Because honor does not come from buildings, honor comes from Allah, and Allah honored Hassan ibn Ali alayhi salam. His enemies could not erase his name, they could not erase his virtues, they could not erase his legacy. More than 13 centuries later, people still gather to remember him, people still cry for him, people still send their salams upon him. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Muhammad. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي السلام عليك يا ريحانة رسول الله السلام عليك يا سيد شباب أهل الجنة السلام عليك يا مظلوم السلام عليك يا غريب البقيع. Put your hands up for dua. May Allah grant us love for Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Allow us to follow the patience of Imam al-Hussain, Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam, and gather us in this blessed company on Yawm al-Qiyamah. يا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلا الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة مسبوقة بالصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.